All right, y'all. So now let's get into this story. Let's talk about Harry Styles. So Harry Styles already kicked off his tour. He's over in Amsterdam at the moment. Robin was the opening act. From what people could see, she looked good. They couldn't see on the stage, but they saw in that big ass jumbotron that they had her on, and which was one of the complaints. And people are literally out here saying that Harry Styles has lost the plot. Like, of course, when he had Harry's House, which of course was a good record, as it was, it's a great song. He's got a lot of pretty good songs. I guess his career has surpassed being a part of One Direction. However, when he came out with his new album, which is so damn boring and a chop, one of the worst, in my opinion, it's going on my worst album of the year list. Him, Chris Brown, and Drake. All of them are going to be in the top of worst albums of the year because I don't know what's going on with the men. Why are the men bringing out some of the most driest, most boring albums, and the girls be having to give damn near a kidney in order for y'all to give them any kind of accolades? Because the energy that y'all be over here talking about Dula Pete don't be giving what she be giving on them stage performances when she first started out. But I worked in Future Nostalgia Tour, and Miss Mamas was up there giving full choreography. She was flipping that hair. She was doing the choreography. She was at least in sync, unlike Harry Styles, who was out of sync with them dancers. It's like, maybe you should have spent a couple more hours in the rehearsal studio trying to be in line with your backup dancers. Because if you're coming out here talking about you in your dancing era, then I need you to be on Jennifer Lopez level type choreography. I'm not saying that they got to pick you up and spin you around and flip you up in the air and do all kinds of Cirque du Soleil acrobatics, but at least get and look in the mirror and get a 1-2 step going and make sure you in lockstep with your dancers, if this is what you're talking about. And then on top of that, if you're going to talk about you doing dance music or whatever the case is, where is the dance music on this album? Because like I said before, if you had LCD Sound System, you said it was an inspiration, and also David Bowie, I got none of that on this record. There seems to be more down-tempo songs than up-tempo, and it's like disco occasionally. I'm like, where is the disco? So we got that. This haircut ain't serving. No shade, but Harry Styles is 31, and I'm like, where? Because Harry looked like he pushing 40. And I don't know if it's the outfits making him look older, or the haircuts making him look older, or the facial hairs making him look older, or Zoe Kravitz, melanated ass done sucked all what was, all the whiteness out of this one, because, she half white. And so she probably sucked all majority of his youth out of him, or I don't know where all that came, but he looking older. And the music is not giving. And this tour looks crazy because how you got a stage? First of all, the whole setup looks ridiculous, and now they're talking about they're gonna fix some of the issues, and that's great. But y'all didn't think this all the way through before y'all decided to hit the road and decided going to say, like, y'all don't be looking at, okay, let me see what y'all did with the stage design, put it all together, and because Madonna, what she do is she have her stage set up in a warehouse, and they work of every aspect of the stage. They do a whole run through the entire show from top to bottom, so that way by the time the tour actually kicks off, people already are used to being on the stage, knowing where their marks are, and knowing how to move around. You didn't think about that, or are you just one of these guys that I'm so used to just being me and the backup band, and then I just get up on stage and stand still? But now you want to sit up here running across the whole damn, all these 5 different catwalks you got set up like you Katy Perry on her last tour. Remember when Katy Perry was running around on her stage in the moon boots and that leotard, and y'all was over there making fun of her, and then she was running on the backs of her damn dancers? Let me show you what the stage looked like, because this shit was a mess. Hold on. I hate when... Okay, so yeah, this is the one where we had with Robin, and people was like, they couldn't even see her. So this is her on stage. Well, that's her on the, if you could see, on the big screen, but you can't see her on the stage because literally the stage is taller than the damn security guard. And when I work many of shows, and I work in live entertainment, the stage has never been that tall. Like, it's tall enough the way it's like you at least could see the artist or whatever on the stage. Now, I guess if you're on the upper levels, yeah, you got a good view. But if you're on the floor, and this is why, no shade, I'll be encouraging people, like, don't even buy a floor ticket, because they be the main ones. I need to stand on the chair. I can't see. I was like, well, who told you to spend all this money to be on the floor? I could have told you can't really see shit on the floor. People was complaining about that with Beyonce, too. When they create these massive stages and your vision is blocked. So let me get into the situation of it all. So there was a lot of fans that went online and was complaining over the fact that they had obstructive views, all this other stuff. They had special VIP floor tickets on the first 2 nights of his Together tour, but found their views obscured by the 10 feet tall walkways circulating, well, they're catwalks, but walkways, whatever, circulating the stadium's floor that the singer frequently performed upon. The tour's official rep has issued the following statement, saying the floor concept was designed to give fans freedom of movement and the ability to experience the show from different positions rather than being confined to one fixed viewing angle. That open, free-flowing floor, say that 10 times fast, that open, free-flowing floor experience has always been an essential part of Harry's live shows. A small area of the staging in specific floor positions appears to have had a restricted sight line. Those areas are being reviewed carefully and adjusted where possible in compliance with all safety restrictions. Well, I do notice that when you have like the open GA floor or whatever, and he's created this whole thing where you could just openly move around, and I know he's probably encouraging that with a lot of the fans. A lot of y'all I have watched, y'all literally, when y'all be having the little wristbands, y'all come on the floor and y'all want to get up there up against that stage, y'all be running like fucking cattle to get to that little spot, and y'all don't want to move. So they're right on that part. However, I don't think that's where the complaint is coming from in regards to the fans. The fans are complaining that the stage is so damn tall they can't see him. So even if you want to talk about roam around, moving around, and all this other stuff, which when I've worked events, like I'll even use Peso Pluma for an example. He had an ace, he had the regular stage and he had a B stage. So there was a period where he actually came down and went to the B stage. People were moving around so they can go to the B stage and film or whatever the case was, or be in the moment and just be with the artist or whatever. Y'all could be, I mean, so that should be encouraged. But the fact of the matter is the stage, and I just showed y'all with the Robin thing. The stage is so damn tall, people can't see what's going on. So that's not, the complaint is not about freely moving around, because I worked many of shows where it was like open floor. Tyler the Creator had an open floor and even had this little thing above at the top that people had to look up and watch him perform. It looked like a hovering catwalk. So he had that open floor. Billie Eilish had an open floor situation. Nobody was complaining about not seeing. I mean, if y'all were, let me know in the comments if y'all had problems seeing her show. But she had an open floor situation. She didn't have no issues. So it's your stage design is shit. That's what people are complaining about. And I don't really think you took it in consideration, because I always thought like, okay, if you're designing this thing, y'all didn't take it in consideration, like maybe and when y'all set it up in the stadium, that you move around the different parts of the stadium to see like, is it obstructive view? Am I going to have a problem seeing this artist? Or were y'all so busy worrying about, oh, I'm going to charge people $800 to over $1,000? And I would just want to take y'all money, and I don't give a fuck whether or not you can see the show or not, because this is what this is giving. This is giving like he's only doing this as a money grab. He don't really give a shit about this. Like he just half-assed this era. He's half-assing this tour, and I don't care if you've been doing your little marathon running and all this stuff so you can prepare to run around your tired ass stage. I'm talking about if you're gonna be charging people $800 to $1,000. I need, as I said earlier, I need some Cirque du Soleil acrobatics and all kinds of other stuff. I need my money's worth. You're not just going to be running around half singing your songs, relying on your backup dancers, or well, backup dancers and the singers to do all the heavy lifting. And people's even complaining. They was like, well, how is it that you only singing 20-something on songs, but you're not doing as much as like Bad Bunny? Bad Bunny was singing, I think, damn near 40 songs. When I did Peso Pluma's concert, and he had another singer there, I forgot the guy's name. They did 32 songs, 33 songs. There's a lot of artists that are doing that amount of these long, this is a lot of songs. And I feel like with this whole catalog, and the amount of money that people are spending, because yeah, tickets are ridiculous these days. So yes, y'all need to work y'all ass off. We want that Michael Jackson, Madonna work ethic on the stage. That's what I grew up with. We don't want ain't no half stepping, as the song once said, Big Daddy Kane. There ain't no half stepping. I gotta bring it with every ball. So They said that Variety attended the tour's opening, but I heard they was blowing so much smoke up Harry Styles' ass. I'm like, child, bye. First of all, y'all are a trade paper, so y'all gonna sit there and give some fake ass whatever, just so that way y'all can get, um, the dibs on Harry Styles. So we know you're not gonna really give what is giving. So what I'm going to do is go by what the fandom said. Fuck a Variety. Just stick to the rivers and lakes that y'all are used to, which is talking about what movie is coming out, because y'all need the permission of the network or the studio to make your movie announcements. So, but they also said that, yeah, he was rarely in one place for long. He was moving around a lot. I think I even have that I could show y'all the Instagram page of one of the people that went, and they basically was given like a background, well, a carousel of what the show was giving. And I'm gonna mute it because I ain't trying to get demonetized. But so yeah, there you see him there. I don't know who dressed you. This is like, it's giving dad from the 80s with them pants. And then of course you see all these little basic ass girls up in the audience with their phones and all excited, even though y'all just y'all just feeling the ways of like, I'm in the moment, I'm there. But I know y'all mad. So they're showing all the people there. There he goes, moving around the stage. And you watch, after like the eighth show, he gonna be like, what the fuck was I thinking putting this big ass stage together? Because now I'm tired. So y'all just thought that because it's a massive stadium tour, except when he comes to the US and he only does Madison Square Garden, he's gonna have to figure out a way that, yeah, you're gonna have to downsize a lot of this stuff, because Madison Square Garden is an arena. We're not a stadium. It's not like you're doing it at the MetLife or Citi Field or whatever that would work there. I know what song he's doing. I can tell by the dancing. And then he goes with the choreography. So in so many ways, you can't really see him, or if you do see him, it's like y'all neck gonna be hurting trying to get through this entire show. So also then it says the concept setup is unusual in that the front stage where Styles' band is located for most of the show is only sometimes the focus of attention. Styles takes full advantage of the walkways, three of them spanning the floor lengthwise and the crossing and middle. With one cross in the middle, totaling around 350 yards in length, and spent about half the show away from the main stage. Almost constantly on the move, one highly motivated fan even mapped out his locations during the show. His band and dancers even joined him for a mid-show segment, performing 3 songs on the middle walkway. The goal seemed to be to allow as many fans as possible to have a close view of the singer, and Styles easily covered several miles walking, dancing, or running down the walkways. Tour representatives encouraged fans to take advantage of the space on the floor and move to a better position if they found their view obscured, rather than remaining in one spot or staying close to the barricades next to the walkways. However, sources say the tour's production is working at improving the areas with obscured sight lines. That's why I said, I'm like, y'all should have really thought this through. It doesn't feel like y'all actually thought it through at all. So now you're having to wait for, and it's funny, this is why it's always the worst when you drop your show first, because y'all ain't gonna get the full bells and whistles. You're gonna get the mishaps. You're gonna get the malfunctions. You're gonna get all the y'all are the guinea pigs. The first show is always y'all the guinea pigs. So by maybe show 10 or 12, he'll be in the pocket. The show probably setup will be a whole lot better. And we'll just have to see. So now they said how those issues will be mitigated is unclear, but after Beyonce's Cowboy Carter tour experienced a number of similar complaints, some venues apparently elevated the floor in sections, although there were no official comment from the tour on that tactic. So they're going to talk about, they're going to probably add extra levels to the floor, so that way the fans will probably be able to have a much heightened view instead of them having to make the stage smaller. So now this morning, they said in response to multiple complaints online from Harry Styles fans who paid for special VIP floor tickets on the first 2 nights of the Singers Together tour, but found their views obscured by the 10 feet tall walkways. He did take to his IG stories. Hold on. because I do have that photo. I mean, it's a little small, but I'm gonna pull it up for y'all. Hold on. Yeah, because I had to go and bring it up on my other thing. Hopefully it renders. But I'll read it to y'all since it's, so small in the thing. But it says, we've heard concerns from some fans regarding sightline obstructions on the floor. We want every person in the room to have the best experience possible, and we are actively working on making adjustments to improve visibility while keeping everyone's safety a priority. Beginning Friday, the front bridges will be altered in Amsterdam and London. For future venues, we are working as quickly as possible to make adjustments that also fit within safety code and local compliance. In the meantime, temporary barricade adjustments have been made to the left and right front GA pits for tonight's show to improve stage visibility. Thank you for your patience, understanding, and for being part of Together with us. We love dancing with all our friends. Well, if only that album was given with this statement was in your Instagram stories that was going to expire in 24 hours. But we shall see, and I'll definitely be keeping abreast of the story as it develops. So I'm gonna be on the lookout. So Amsterdam people, I need y'all to report back. Did they elevate the situation where y'all don't have to have like an obstructive view and all this other stuff? I guess we'll just keep note of it as things happen. But in the meantime, I definitely want to hear from y'all. What do you guys think of this story regarding people went to the first night of the tour, and there's a plethora of complaints regarding being able to not see the show and all that other stuff. So whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the well, if you're on the floor, because I believe if you're above ground, everybody got a good view because they're not on the floor. So I definitely want to hear from y'all. Let me know what your thoughts on this story in the comments down below.